And Tomorrow the Entire World is directed by Julia von Heinz and is basically about how far someone is willing to go for your political understanding, whether you're left wing or right wing. If you're going to do something about it, it's the escalation of that. And we see what happens here when you go with a group that is more extreme and you would be classed as extremist. At first, you're trying to make change and you're doing peaceful protests, and then eventually you get in with the group that are the peaceful protest type of people, and it escalates into physical violence against stuff and people. And basically, this film is just the escalation of that for people that are frustrated with the status quo, with how things are, with how people are allowed to get away with certain things, the unjustness on both sides. And yet we see how that can quickly unravel. For the most part, this film is really well filmed. I think the cinematography looks great. It kind of puts you in the zone. It's an hour and 40 minutes long. But the visual premise and the storytelling with the score and the scope of it, it feels like there's a lot of wide shots and close shots that really are very particular in the story they're telling in that particular moment. So when it's close, it's personal. When it's wide, they're trying to give you an understanding of what's going on. So every shot, along with the cinematography, just feels like it's purposely crafted and has been going through that for a long time. And then the acting as well. We had our four main protagonists: Louisia, Alpha, Lenore, Batet, and the acting is good. The thing is, this film is actually quite boring. It has a lot to say. It's very politically agenda moved, and you can see there are moments in it that stand out, and there are emotional moments. You can guess what the character is going to do from one minute to the next. There are no real surprises. You even know what's going to happen at the end. You're like, I bet this is going to happen now. And during the credits, the thing that I thought was going to happen happened. I was like, oh yeah, I was right. The relationship thing where you think someone's going to get together with someone and you hope it's not going to be that obvious, and then they do. It's that kind of thing. There are no real surprises in a political agenda. Definitely has something to say, definitely skews on the person that's making the film. The worst thing about this film is that it is quite boring. You know, apart from the cinematography that looks great and the acting that's great, the story is really drawn out. An hour and 40 minutes long, and it feels like you could have told the story in half an hour. There wasn't much substance to it, really. So in amongst the, we're seeing one of our main protagonists being pulled in multiple worlds. So, she's got a family who are hunters, and definitely on one side you got her schooling, her professors who are teaching laws and understanding things that she just doesn't feel like they're getting because they're not really living in the real world. And when she gets to the place that she thinks she's finally feeling at home, that is her people, even then she feels like they're not really doing anything about it. And so we have a character that is pulled in multiple words, and that is probably the best thing about this. But in amongst that, you have lots of conversations that didn't really need to happen. They don't really further the story. There's lots of, I was going to say expansion jutsu, that's not right.
But human boulder!
There's lots of exposition dump when they want to further the story. So they're just telling you a bunch of stuff that's happened with this particular company. And then we're like, oh, they're bad. We don't like what they've done in the past. There's a lot of that going on. And then there's a lot of moments of political ideas from another character's perspective, or what they understand it, and trying to spur people on. It just feels like it needed to be a really short film. It could have been a 40-minute film, and I think you could have told everything and would have had a better pacing. I enjoyed it for what it was trying to do, and there were moments in it that I enjoyed, and like I said, the cinematography is okay, but I was actually quite bored with this, and I won't watch it again. So I'm going to give this a C-. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this film. Did you enjoy it? Will you stick it on? Thanks so much for watching this review, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.